I think you just need to call me Nostradamus.
Well, you know, just as I was looking at you there, I was thinking, how's he got that again? He's got another. He's got his spot on again.
Now then, people, it's George to Leeds TV. This is Oscar. How are we doing, guys? It's time for your Leeds versus Aston Villa live lineup reaction. As you can see, I'm sitting here sweet because I did predict something. And I think I was bang on, to be honest. And but we'll talk about that. Guys, before we get started, please smash a like on the video. Share, subscribe, all that jazz while Oscar's getting the lineup ready. I did see on Twitter as well that oh, he's gone. I did see on Twitter as well that Ollie Watkins might be a doubt. We'll have to wait and see. Apparently, he's not at full fitness. He might be in there. But I did see from Adam Pope that Ollie Watkins might be a doubt as well, which should also be huge, but we'll have to wait and see if that is true. But he might not be at full fitness, which is another massive plus for Leeds United's benefits. But let's go through that Leeds United lineup. That's what we're all here for. I wonder if there's been any changes. Does Mateus Click make the lineup after his issue with his hip? We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to head over. I'll pass you over to Oscar now, who's going to take us through that lineup.
Right, I'm going to do my best here, guys. But let's go, first of all, nice and easy, as we always start with. Illan Meslier is in goal. It looks like a back four, then of LUFC. And then we have got Pascal Struijk at centre-back on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, we then have Liam Cooper. At left-back, it looks like Stuart Dallas, potentially Stuart Dallas at left-back. Have I got that right? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I was thinking that. In fact, no, I've done it wrong. Let's start again. Right. I've just realised what I've done now. Right, Meslier in goal.
Just before you go, I mean, if it is our job, Oscar's getting it terribly wrong right now, Nicholas.
Right, we'll start again. Meslier in goal.
Canal Plus must be monitoring this just in case they want to.
Got to be careful. Got to be careful, honestly. LUFC right back. That is absolutely fine. We then have centre-backs. It actually looks like Diego Llorente is at the right side of the back two. Diego Llorente just there. And then on the left, we have Liam Cooper, as I said before. It was just one player. And he totally threw me. Stuart Dallas left back. And then protecting those, it looks like Pascal Struijk, going into that hold midfield role potentially. On the right-hand side, we've got Rafinha. In fact, no, we haven't. Left-hand side, we've got Rafinha because on the right-hand side, I wonder. Wayman is correct.
Boom.
It's Helder Costa who starts in this game on the right. It's another Wayman with his links to Marcelo Bielsa. You know, it's all there to see. And then we have, of course, coming into the team and keeping their place in the team, Mateus Click does start this game. He does start this game, which is interesting. And Tyler Roberts starts alongside him. Up top, as always, as consistent as always.
Sorry, I've just...
Patrick Bamford.
Danny Welbeck's just hit the post from a penalty. They've missed 2 penalties of Brighton. 2 penalties. Oh, shocking. I mean, Ben White, we're waiting for your son come the summer. I don't know if they're going to let him retake, maybe he moved. I'm not... Oh, mate. It's come out to him. Off the post, and he's proper messed it up.
Missed the rebound as well.
Big time. Goal kick. West Brom 1.
Blimey. Big Sam, though. Big Sam masterclass. It was all Sam Allardyce's tactical master plan in terms of missing the 2 penalties. All down. That'll be the story they tell you tomorrow anyway. But that is the team. We'll just get you your substitutes as well. But quick initial thoughts, Wayman, on that team. Obviously, the big change is Costa comes in on the right-hand side.
I hate to say I told you so. You know, me and Bielsa are obviously, we're like kindred spirits kind of vibe. No, but I do think it makes sense, mate, because I think we lose something from Harrison on the right, and I'm fully expecting Rafinha to start on the left. And I think it's the right decision to do that because he's up against El Mohammadi. Look, El Mohammadi could have a barnstormer, but let's be honest, he's lacking. He's not a fullback. He's about 40-year-old. We've seen what Rafinha can do to defenders of the ilk of Gary Cahill, and I'd say that El Mohammadi is not even close to Gary Cahill. That's just my opinion. And you know, we've seen what he did to Bednarak, for example, who's not a proper right back, and it's another similar sort of situation. I fancy Rafinha all day long, and that means Costa, deservedly so for me. I know people disagreed with me in the big match preview, but I did say it, and it makes sense for me because Harrison's been brought off half-time 2 games, and that was a similar sort of process that Costa went through before he was taken out of the side. I'm not saying Harrison is poor by any imagination, but he hasn't been great, and it makes sense to me to play Costa on the right, Rafinha on the left. Pascal's in the DM. He'll have to be up against Barkley. Do I think he compete with Barkley? Yes. You know, if I remember rightly, the yellow cards he picked up were against Grealish, and I don't see Barkley having the... I don't know. I just think he'll be all right in there today. I think it's a strong lineup. I'm excited to see Llorente and Cooper as a 2, see how they get on as opposed to 3. We know that Pascal and Cooper are great in a 2. Be interesting to see how Diego and Cooper get on. I think as well, Oscar, I don't know what your thoughts are on this. With Llorente, he's not afraid to carry the ball, which also then means it could free up Pascal more. Because I think when we've seen, like, I don't know, I think if he's running into the middle of the park, someone's going to have to go out to him. Maybe that frees up Pascal, who can then, you know, distribute the ball better than we've seen in the past. I'm just guessing. I'm just surmising that this could happen.
Absolutely. The only thing is with Llorente was he lost the ball. First half especially, I thought he lost the ball a lot trying to do that. I can appreciate he's probably instructed to do it, but there's a couple of times where you think, ooh, some bad areas he lost it in. But when it comes off, it's great. When it comes off, it's superb. But let's look at the bench. Let's look at the bench as well. So that's the full lineup. Again, I get Leeds seem to have Llorente and Cooper and Struick in the back 3, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I do expect it to be as we listed it out before. So on the bench, Kiko Casilla, Charlie Creswell, Leif Davis, Gianni Alioski, Jack Jenkins, Niall Huggins, Jack Harrison, Pablo Hernandez, and Joffy Gelhardt. Young bench, again. I say that every single week. I don't know why I keep saying it, because it's the same every week. But young bench again, Joe Wayman.
Yeah. Listen, it is what it is. We're limited in that respect. We know that next season we'll see a much stronger bench, you know, more in line with some of the other teams that are in and around us. It takes a good few years in the Premier League to have a very, very strong bench, doesn't it? You know, it takes a lot of time for me. Even next season, there'll be times when it won't be as good as some of the other teams. But we'll have to wait for next season for that. But look, give me Gelhardt at some point. You know, I'm excited to see the kid. Who else was on the bench, bro? Just flashed up.
We have also on the bench. We have obviously Jack Harrison on the bench.
But Jack Harrison can affect a game, mate.
Yeah,
as well,
of course he can.
You know?
Of course he can.
I know this might sound mad, and I've advocated Costa starting, but I think if Jack Harrison comes on, I think I'm more positive seeing him come off the bench than I would be if Costa's coming off the bench, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Costa, to be fair, it's only the last couple of games where he has had that impact, but it's a big opportunity for Costa, this, because if he doesn't perform in a game like this today, when Villa have got injuries all over the place, again, I don't particularly rate Target defensively. I mean, it's a big opportunity for him to go at him a little bit like he did with Bertrand, so it'd be interesting from that point of view, but it's a big opportunity, and if Costa doesn't take it, then he can only have himself to blame. But I'm hoping for the Roberts effect, where he takes the opportunity, he puts in a good performance. I don't think Jed's realised yet that Costa's in the team. I can just see him in the upper room. No reaction yet. No reaction. I'm waiting for the screaming and shouting to commence in a second in that room when he realises. But no, look, it's an interesting one from that point of view. But guys, keep smashing that like. We're almost approaching 500 live watchers on this one. Keep smashing that like button.
I'm on fire at the minute because I was on LFC Day Trippers last night, and I predicted 2-1 City. I predicted 1-0 West Brom. I predicted Costa would start. I need to put the lottery.
Get the betting slip out.
I've done it before. Who remembers Sheffield United away when I said Bamford would score late on with
Bamford 1-0.
Yeah, I called it. Even the method in which he scored. I should put.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, great though. But listen, guys, there's like 400 and odd people. We've only got 94 likes. Please smash the likes on the video. You know, on match days, we hit them like targets. We try to get as many people in as possible, new people viewing the channel, and hopefully subscribers to the channel as well. So please help us out and continue to smash the like. What we're looking at from a Aston Villa perspective, mate. Does Watson make the team?
Well, the Villa. Let's read their team out. Anyway, right, let's try and work this
for you, mate.
I say it's a nice little graphic, that, isn't it? To be fair, it's a nice, cheeky graphic, that. So it looks like in goal is obviously Emilio Martinez. Al Mohammadi does start at right back. Our friend Al Mohammadi. Konsa Mings at centre back. Matty Target at left back, and then there's quite a surprising midfield balance there. It looks like Jacob Ramsey, Nakamba, and McGinn form a midfield three, and then a front three of Traore on the right, by the looks of things, El Ghazi on the left, but Watkins does start. Obviously, looking at the bench as well, that is quite a strong bench. To be fair, Heaton.
Sorry, mate, I've covered it up.
I'm not sure who Kessler is. To be fair,
no.
Whoever Kessler is.
At first.
Yeah, I was wondering who that is. Engels, Taylor, Douglas Luiz, Morgan Sanson, Ross Barkley, Trezeguet, and Keenan Davis. So, a bit more experience on that bench, but not the strongest of starting lineups, that from Villa.
No, but obviously the Barkley form, as we found out from the West Brom fans, and if you've watched any of Villa this season, his form's fallen off a cliff after his decent start. So it's a big call for him to drop him. In this game, but I understand it as well. I think the fact that they'll need players with legs in there, and sorry, I'm just reading Leeds that there. But yeah, I think it's interesting to not see him on there. Do we expect the guy? Was it Ramsey? Was it? Do we expect him to play in the 10? You've gone.
Potentially it'd be Ramsey in the 10. It's hard to say really, because obviously McGinn's kind of played everywhere this season. He just naturally plays everywhere. And the Nakamba, I think, is more defensive. I think he's probably more of a direct Douglas Luiz replacement. So could quite possibly be more of a 4-2-3-1 with Jacob Ramsey in the 10 role essentially. But we'll wait and see. To be fair, it's but I think, to be honest, it'll be more of a 4-3-3. That the way it's kind of been listed out. I'd fancy, because I think Ramsey's more box to box, a little bit like McGinn. I think it's quite a high energy midfield, that, to be fair. So, yeah, it could be anything really, to be fair. It wouldn't surprise me, to be fair, if Watkins and El Ghazi swap around a little bit, because El Ghazi's played up top a couple of times. Just done a quick little bit of research there. El Ghazi's played 5 games up top for Villa this season, mainly in the cup competitions. So possibly, we know what Watkins can play on the left, like he did for Brentford before the season before last. So it'd be very interesting to see how Villa set up. But that bench has got a lot of game changers for me. Trezeguet, Barkley on his day. There's some options there, to be fair, and obviously Douglas Luiz can come on and shore it up. So I'm definitely not ruling Villa out too much in this, but I think that's a weaker team than what they put out last time we played them. That's what I'm going to say.
You've got to look at that and be confident, for me. And that's not naive. That's not disregarding them. I just think the loss of Cash, Grealish, and also Barkley not being on form and him not starting in the game, and the kid Ramsey in there. I don't know much about him. Maybe he's a baller. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, you make a good point about Watkins obviously coming out wide. I know the lad said like a lot of the time he comes out wide so that Grealish can come in, and it'll be interesting to see who does that today. Like you say, it could be. Was it Trezeguet you mentioned, or
it's Trezeguet on the bench, Traore starting on that right hand side, so that's different to last time. So I think it was Trezeguet. Morgan Sanson's an option off the bench, to be fair, and they just signed from Marseille, I think it was. So there's a lot of options there, to be fair. Even it is quite an experienced bench, that, but yeah, I expect probably Traore on the right. I think probably cutting on his left, on his left peg. So
it's good to see Dallas there. We know Dallas can do a job. I'd be, Traore came on in that second game for Villa. I think in the first game, and we were already 3-0 up at that point. I think he was just nursing an injury, possibly. So I'm not seeing a lot of him. I don't watch a lot of Villa, if I'm being totally honest. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. But I'd much prefer Dallas there than Alioski, for example, because we know that Dallas can do a job against anybody, really. honestly, I'm just watching the Brighton game here. Good tackle, Kyle Bartley. Yeah, I'm just, I put Dallas against, like, I'd be happy to let Dallas play against Ronaldo or against Messi. I just know that, I'm not saying, but you just know, out of anyone in our side, if you were to do a man-marking job, you'd just go, I just put Dallas on and man
He's
will be
phased by
all right.
nothing. Nothing phases. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the game at Villa Park, he followed Jack Grealish all around the pitch in that game, from what I can remember. So nothing will phase Stuart Dallas. And I back him to win that battle. I back him to win pretty much any battle, to be fair. Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting matchup, isn't it? It is a really interesting matchup. There's a lot of goals in both teams, I think. So we'll wait and see. I think both teams have made bold changes. Obviously, Ramsey coming in for them. Costa coming in for us. I'm still surprised by that, to be honest, Matt. I didn't see that change being made quickly. But look, this is one thing, though. Bielsa gets accused all the time of having favourites by the media, by some Leeds fans. It's absolute nonsense. He'll throw in whoever he wants to throw in. He's played Shackleton sometimes. He's brought in Sturridge completely out of the blue. He's brought in Sturridge for the last 11 games. Yeah. Bielsa does not have favourites. You have to perform to get in Bielsa's team. And Jack Harrison's level has dropped a little bit this last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. But I still back Jack Harrison to have a big impact off the bench in this one.
I think a lot of it's to do with the facts as well. And I know we were laughing the other day, when we were saying about Bielsa putting on players like because of height and stuff, and you rightly put me in my place. But I think that has an impact on it as well. The fact that El Hamadi isn't a natural right back for me, I think that's going to have an impact. Because if we're being honest, Costa, he's better than Jack from the right.
Yeah, I think he's more natural, isn't he?
When he's on form, anyway. I wouldn't have put him in, but he's looked decent coming off the bench. So for me, you've got to give him a go. And I'm buzzing to see him start. Let's see how he gets on. I'm excited for this game. Yeah, I'm confident. I am, and it's a game that I want to win. I know people say, it's trash. It's not a rivalry, etc. But just recently, I think.
Well, I watched the video before, and the Sky put out the video, and it still annoys me. But I don't know why I didn't notice it the first time. But 4 Villa players went like that, like just waving, like saying stop, stop, stop. I'm thinking, no. But you know what I mean? Why? He's not got a head injury.
I think
you kick the ball out of play if you want to stop. You know what I mean?
In a couple of seasons' times, when a few of the players has moved on, it won't be the same. But you can't tell me them players in that dressing room won't be thinking, "Come on, today." Even in the last game when Mings got hold of Bamford, Mings will want to give it Bamford. Bamford will be like, "I'm going to do you again." It is what it is, and I'm really excited for it. I think it could be a little bit tasty.
Thing is, as well, that would have been the playoff final. Had we not done what we did against Derby, it would have been a Villa Leeds final. So there's always been that kind of what's the name between the two clubs. But Strauch, Struick, Strike,
just call
we
him
go
Virgil.
with different ones.
Just call him Virgil. It's easier. Virgil Van Strauch.
Big Verge.
What was it? We coined them the other day. Virgil Van Strauch and Vincent Cooper in it. Cooper. I said Vincent Cooper.
Vincent Cooper, yeah.
Not Cooper in.
Oh, what was the other one? There was another one as well. Liam Coopdini.
Yeah. That's what
Liam Coopney, that was it. Liam Coopney was what it was. So that's the one. We'll have to get one for Llorente as well. Give us some ideas for Llorente, guys. Give us some ideas. And keep smashing that like button as well, because we are closing on 500.
Let's see where we're at. Brighton are really knocking on the door here. But then again, they do that all game, don't they?
Well, they are the XG champions of the Premier League, mate. That's the thing. That's all that matters, to be fair, in the Brighton circles, to be fair. But I've said
198 likes on the video, and there's almost 500 people watching, guys. So help the team out. Let's get to over 200 likes ASAP. Let's have a look at this lovely comment from James. I follow a lot of YouTube football channels, some no doubt more funded than this one, but this is my favourite. Great content, down to earth, Joe and Oscar, and my dad enjoys it too. Thank you, guys. Big shout out, James. Big shout out your dad as well. Thank you for watching. Like you said, just normal folk, mate. Normal folk. However, if anyone is watching and they do want to bankroll us, then we're also happy with that as well. So if you know anyone, James, that wants to give us some cash to improve the quality, we're also game with that as well, mate. So that's cool. But thanks for your comment. A big shout out to your dad as well, mate.
We go 8th if we win this as well. We go 8th if we win this game today.
Well, that could be that European Conference.
It's still. Can we call it something else? I know it's called the European Conference, but we call it something else, like the European Super League. Let's call it that, the Super League.
Why didn't they just call it the Cup Winners' Cup that it used to be called? Like, I like that.
But we're not really cup winners though if we go into it.
No, but that's only because the ones who win the cups are higher up the division. Yeah, I hear you.
They don't want that life. They don't want to go to Liechtenstein away. They don't want that life. We could be in the European spots by the end of today. No matter what, I'm not going to say what European spots we're in, but we could be in the European spots later on today.
Whoever works at UEFA and made the decision to call it conference, it's almost as bad as the Leeds United badge that never was. Like, it's like,
it's not that bad. It's not quite that bad.
Who sat in a room, right? We're talking UEFA. We're talking top delegates. We're talking, the cream of the crop on massive wages coming together to pick together this, and they've gone Europa League Conference. What? I'd be like,
I love that name. The Intercities Fair. I love that. That's much better. That's much better. Intercities, something like that.
But mate, look, before we head off, guys, I'm really happy with the lineup. I know a lot of people might not be seeing Costa come in, but I think it's the right decision.
Surprised to see Click play, to be honest. I'm surprised Click. Will he get through the 90 though? That's another story, isn't it? Well, the Vente get through another 90, so there's a lot of I think the odds on an early substitution before our time will be quite something to look at, to be fair. But hopefully, we can get him through another 2. It'd be massive for Juventus confidence if he can get through another 90, a second 90 in kind of like 4 days. That'd be massive for his confidence in terms of psychologically getting over this kind of injury crisis he's had.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's going to be interesting to see them two as a two. Llorente and Cooper. You can only be positive to have options like this. You've got Scotland international. You've got Llorente. These guys are going to be playing in Europe in the Euros. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. This is how far we've come. They're going to be playing in the Euros. So them two there, we've got options. You know what I mean?
But it's almost like our second centre-back partnership, isn't it? Because I think a lot of people now, especially us two, are saying Cox, Struick, the main one, and this is like our secondary one. So it'll be interesting to see if they can function as a two, won't it? I think we've never seen them play together before. I don't think we have, to be fair, but very interesting to see how it works as a two, to be fair, because they were excellent in a free. So we'll wait and see. Not a tough challenge as well against Watkins, Tough challenge.
Brighton beaten, mate. Brighton beaten 1-0 by West Brom. We're seriously in that relegation fight now.
With, I think I saw a couple of comments before with Brian Potter in charge. So for our Phoenix Knights fans there, a bit cheeky reference there. But yeah, nothing. I don't mind seeing Neil Moore play in a relegation battle, to be fair. Yeah. I would love to see it. I would love to see him get relegated. But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Ben White. I know it's a fairy tale and we'd like to, but I don't think we move back in for him. We have too many options there. But
he's not Virgil van Strauch. He's not Robin Koch. He's not, I think that ship has sailed, Benjamin. That ship has sailed. Yeah. You could have been playing with Rodrigo Moreno, but you chose to play with Neil Warpay and Danny Welbeck. So it's on you, mate.
Have you seen the clip today that was released? John Joe Shelby talking about Leeds United.
Yeah. And you see, what I found funny was how I think it's the Newcastle Chronicle were trying to say like it was Shelby having a pop at us, but it wasn't at all.
No, it wasn't.
Saying that it just shows you that the simple things in football, that what I think of the simple things in terms of hard work, it's like not every manager demands it kind of thing. I'm thinking, how can you manage it?
John Joe Shelby turned around and said, I could not play for Leeds.
It's mad. It's mad. Yeah. Just because you can't run around the pitch and that lot.
Because the funny thing was as well, Charlie Austin went, how was it then? And he went, it was all right, And I thought, hang on a minute, mate, you got beat both times.
You lost both games.
Both games. And convincingly so. And but then he did.
It was all right and they lost both games.
Yeah, he did save himself by saying he just feels sorry for the fans because he's played at Ellen Road in the Championship, and it was bouncing. So you can imagine what it'd be like in the Premier League. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to have a go at you now, but I was gonna, because it was like, hang on a minute, what do you mean it was all right? You got beat both times, and convincingly so. But yeah, love this from Jason. Who needs Sky when you've got all Leeds TV? Big shout out. Guys, there's 460 people watching, which is absolutely amazing. We always do well on match days. We're really grateful you come and join us. We've got 243 likes. Let's see if we can get that to 250. We will be back anyway.
I'd love it. I'd love it if they went down. I'd love it. I'd love it.
I mean, to be fair, they're hard done by, because Dunk's had a goal disallowed and they've missed 2 penalties. Their XG today must be through the roof, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but that's all that matters, though, mate.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. You know, I get a lot of hate for my views on XG, but that's all that matters. Don't forget about actual points. XG will keep them up. Don't worry about that, mate.
Oh, there's the penalty as well, and Danny Welbeck hits the post and also missed the rebound. Absolutely brilliant.
It is mad, though. It is mad how many, like, they're almost like us in that first season under Bielsa, when we just, like, every game, it was like, what? How have we not like scored kind of thing? That's
I know. But yeah, we will be back, won't we, mate? We will be back at 5:15, 15 minutes before kickoff. If you want to join us, do that. Come, we'll see you here at 5:15. We'll match up, so we're all on the same time. Mute your Skybox, listen to us. We'll go through. We'll have a bit more chat about the lineup. We'll get our score predictions in, your score predictions in. Oscar, anything you want to leave us with on this one, brother?
If you smash a like here, Joe Wayman's 2-0 prediction will come true. And one of the goals will be one of the goals will be a Ming's own goal.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be. I would take Bamford not getting a goal in this game for a Ming's own goal. I honestly would. As bad as that sounds, but I just would, to be fair, because it would be brilliant. But hopefully they've not jinxed it there. Hopefully they've not jinxed it. I might have done, but we don't believe in jinxes on all Leeds TV, to be fair, because if we did, we would probably have jinxed Leeds about 1,000 times, to be fair. So let's get on with it anyway, guys. Smash that like button. Leeds will win this game 2-0 if you do. And a big shout out to Peter Lorimer. That's been devastating news in the past 24 hours. So let's do it for Peter. 100%. But I guess we will see you in 17 minutes. We'll see you in 17 minutes at 5:15. Watch along will be with you. And we're going to do the jingle. Before we go as well.
Yeah. Get the tunes pumping.
Let's get it going. Your pre-match Leeds United music is on now. Get going, guys.
It's almost as good as what you call strings for Yasmin. It's almost as good as that.
Better.